Around this time every year, millions of Americans stop what they're doing and throw off their job titles in lieu of a new one, sports guru. Of course, if you're in any way familiar with college basketball, you know that I'm talking about the days after the Selection Sunday when the NCAA basketball tournament bracket has been announced and millions of hopefuls pick winners among the nation's top 68 collegiate basketball teams. Despite the confidence that people feel when filling out their bracket, to this point, no person has ever been correct. And this year was especially bad for me. It's my bracket that I would have fought tooth and nail to tell you was unbustable, finished dead last in every pool I entered. I would have assured you that the 10th seeded Penn State Nittany Lions were this year's sleeper and were bound to make a national championship run. They didn't make it past the second round. What we're really doing when we're filling out these brackets is asserting that we know the truth. But millions of brackets later, clearly none of us do. So what is truth? Modern society would have you believe that truth is what one person asserts. Educated elites and progressive professors throughout our country would tell you that truth is what you make it, and reality can be your fantasy, with claims like, "This is my truth." Nothing is more dangerous to our conversation and discourse. As my fellow seniors and I depart for colleges and universities across the globe, we put ourselves on the forefront for the quest for the one constant truth. And today, I seek to provide some insight to some things that I have learned during my time on the hilltop that are true. As I wrote this speech, I was en route from Denver to Chicago, returning from our spring break trip to Aspen, Colorado, and Provo, Utah. But as the flight took off, we experienced worse than normal turbulence, and all I could do was place my trust in the experienced pilot at the helm. In some ways, this is similar to the way our lives operate. In February of last year, after receiving a number of offers to play Division I volleyball, I decided to commit to Harvard with the constant assurance that I would be admitted to the school and would be a wonderful addition to the community and team. 9 months passed as this plan that I had crafted for myself grew more and more assured. That is, until it all came crashing down. After a drawn-out and complicated admissions scandal, my once foolproof plan had evaporated before my eyes. And this was a terribly difficult time, as the plan that I had hinged my entire future on was now completely and totally destroyed. I decommitted from Harvard and spent a great deal of time believing that my future was irreversibly ruined. But nothing could have been farther from the truth. Like the passenger on the airplane, where I had sought control over my own journey, I had none. The Bible tells us that for all who believe, an all-knowing God has a perfect plan. And the great challenge is for us to relinquish our control and accept his plan for our lives. Romans 8:28 says, "And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purposes." And as many of you know, where one door closed, God opened another that is perfect in ways I cannot possibly comprehend. After reopening my recruiting process, I was soon offered the opportunity to play Division I volleyball at BYU, one of the nation's premier programs with a storied history, rivaled by few other programs. And though tumultuous, this process pointed to a truth that is difficult for many to accept. For the same reason that many fear giving up their illusion of control to fly in an airplane and instead opt for travel by car, many, myself included, find a situation that we do not control to be very scary. What I'm here is living proof to tell you that those who put their faith and trust in the one true living God and allow him to fly their plane that is their life will be rewarded in ways we couldn't even predict in this life and the next. And so for anyone experiencing the turbulence that is life, whether big or small, I and so many others are praying for you. Please come talk to me, reach out, open a Bible, and take comfort knowing that our plan is nowhere near as perfect as his. And so an obvious thanks is in order to my Heavenly Father for guiding me through this process and strengthening me spiritually and providing in ways that I had barely been able to imagine. Beyond that, I want to thank the entire Elgin Academy staff, past and present. You've made me think, laugh, and have challenged me all along the way. I'm forever grateful for this. To my friends and the entire upper school community, I will forever cherish our interactions, whether big or small. You are all loved. Even when my future was uncertain, I could always look to my family to be my constant rock. Mom and Dad, your persistent support has meant more to me than I ever let on. Caden, Colby, who apparently had better places to be, and Kellen, when my future was unclear, you were always consistent, and I can hardly express my gratitude for this. Grandma Pat, Papa, Grandma Karen, and Grandpa Ron, your persistent support, be it in showing up for various sporting events, activities, and even a musical, or just in the simple, loving text messages we exchanged, you've always kept me strong when times were tough, and I love you all.